Konnichiwa, my name is Katie and today I have a recommendations video for you. Now, I love anime. I haven't been watching it for a long time, but I've been watching it longer than drama and I've just really been enjoying exploring all the different aspects to the anime world, all the different genres and types of characters and stories and all the animation. It's just wonderful. I love it. But sometimes I don't feel like watching a whole anime series. So I watch a movie instead. And when most people think of anime movies, they think of Studio Ghibli, which is actually how I got into anime. I love Studio Ghibli, I always will. But there are other movies besides Studio Ghibli, and I would like to recommend some of those to you for those of you who have not really explored the anime movie world, or maybe have and just want more things to watch. These are all pretty well-known anime movies, I believe. I'm pretty sure they all are. But I personally enjoyed all of them for different reasons and in different ways. I'd like to recommend these movies to you. First up is The Forest of Firefly Lights, or Hoterabi no Morii. This is the story about a girl who visits her uncle's home every summer, and one year when she's quite young she gets lost in the woods and then meets this forest spirit. It shows her coming back every year and meeting up with this forest spirit and how their relationship progresses over the years. He never ages, but she does, and it shows kind of what happens as they get closer in age. And it's really good. It's a really touching story. I thought the animation was phenomenal. It was just beautiful animation, and the story was pretty good as well. This is a 45-minute movie. It's more like a super long episode of anime. A lot of people have said they cried during this movie. I personally didn't, but I found it kind of sad. But it was a very enjoyable movie for me, and if you're just trying to find a way to kill about an hour's worth of time, go check out The Forest of Firefly Lights. I really love the soundtrack for this one as well. There's a lot of piano music. It's just beautiful. I really love it. Next is The Garden of Words, or Kotonoha no Niwa. This is about a high school guy. Every rainy day he skips class and goes to this garden, and then one day he meets this woman there. She's a bit older, but they kind of strike up a conversation and then they start meeting up on all the rainy days. And you kind of see their relationship as it progresses. You find out more about both of them and their past, their present, and their aspirations for the future. You watch their relationship progress, and oh man, this movie. This movie probably had the best animation out of all the anime movies I've seen. I just can't even describe it. I've seen some GIFs on Tumblr of it, and if you just kind of glance by, it looks real. It looks real. It's 2D animation and it's just so unbelievably realistic. It's just gorgeous. Oh my gosh. I thought this movie was very touching as well. It's also 45 minutes and there is a dub and a sub, and it was great. It's just another movie that really hits your emotions. You can really understand the characters. It's one of those movies where you can see the characters' emotions without them even having to use words. You'll understand what I mean if you've watched it or if you do watch it, but it's just great. Next is Summer Wars. This is one of the first non-Ghibli anime movies I've watched. It's actually a pretty complicated movie because there's like two plot lines going on. It's very family oriented, so it focuses on this guy who gets kind of hired by his friend to visit her family's home with her one summer. What he doesn't realize is that she wants him to pretend to be her fiance. So he goes and gets there and then he has to pretend he's her fiance. It's set in a futuristic world, so on the other side of the story, the world is literally connected through this online site called Oz. Everyone has all their information on there. Everything is controlled by Oz. It's a super advanced program. And then one day our main character, who is staying with his friend's family, receives a code, and being the genius he is because he's a smart guy, he can't help but break the code. Chaos ensues because a virus has been unleashed in Oz because the code was broken. The whole world just starts falling apart and it is totally insane, but I love it. It was a really great movie. I really loved both plot lines coming in, the whole family aspect and the online virtual world chaos aspect, because they kind of tied in together, and the family's like, we're gonna kick butt, we're gonna save the world, and it's great. I loved all the characters. I love the avatars. The avatars are pretty awesome, and I love the animation. It's not like a very obviously beautiful animation. It's very nice and pleasing to the eye, and there's lots of great colors in it. I love the plot. There are some really good songs in this movie as well. It was one of the first non-Ghibli movies I watched, so it's really stuck with me. I adored it. I still do love it. Next is Dokey Whoa Ghetto Shoujo, or The Girl Who Leapt Through Time, and this is about a high school girl. One day she finds this machine that gives her the ability to leap through time. As we all know from watching time travel movies, it never ends well. So we get to see what happens as she kind of causes ripple effect and everything starts going wrong, and it's like, no. It's really intense because you're hoping everything can be fixed and you don't know if it's gonna happen. There was also really good music in this one as well. Kawari Nai Mono, I believe that's the title of the song. That's like one of my favorite songs to play on piano. It's a really great song. And this is another one that has great animation. I believe it was done by the same studio as Summer Wars and maybe Place Promised in our early days. I can't quite remember. Anyway, I just really enjoyed this movie, and while it's been a while since I've watched it, I still do remember parts of it. I remember really enjoying it, so I'm probably gonna have to rewatch it pretty soon. And number 5 is Wolf Children, and this is just another one that a lot of people have seen, but you know, not everyone's seen it. So if you haven't, it's about a college girl named Hana who meets this mysterious guy, and it turns out he's half wolf. And I don't know if it was like this whole werewolf thing, I can't remember. I don't think he's a werewolf, but he like is half wolf. They get married and they have kids, but then he dies and she has to raise 2 half wolf kids on her own. It's another movie that's very family oriented because, you know, you really sympathize with Hana and her struggles and trying to protect her children even though she can't always protect them. They go through some hard stuff, but it's a really good movie. The soundtrack wasn't extremely noticeable. There are a couple songs that I really did enjoy from it. I loved the 2 kids, Ame and Yuki. They were adorable. It was really interesting to watch them grow up and learning to find where they wanted to go and be in life. It was really good. Besides the fantastic animation, the camera angles, which I know it was just like the angles at which things were drawn, they were fantastic. There was use of horizontal panning shots and it was really great. It was used to its fullest. Wolf Children is really great. It's touching. It really is. I feel like all these movies I'm recommending are pretty touching, or they gave me some emotions. So anyway, that was it for my non-Ghibli anime movie recommendations list. Let me know what anime movies you watch that are non-Ghibli. I'll probably do my 5 favorite Ghibli movies video or something like that soon. Let me know, because I am always looking for new anime movies and I adore them. So comment down below, like and subscribe, and check out all of Hannah's videos on this channel and my past videos, and we will see you in our next video soon.
Lady, 君は目に煙る吸いた息を少し走った土砂降りでも構わないと粒濡れでも構わないとしぶき上げる君が